Konnichiwa everyone, it's Dan from JaDan.co.uk and today I'm here to answer a question. Cheers for finding my video everyone, I appreciate that. So today I'm here to answer a question I've been asked about a bajillion times since I started making videos about living and working in Japan, and that question is, where do you work? Well, there's a very good reason I haven't answered that question so far, and that's because I've been contractually obligated not to do it. But that contract has finished, I've quit that job, so now I can talk about it. And the answer to the question is Nova. Nah, I know. I've seen bad rep online too. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you are thinking about working at Nova, and you've had a Google and you're like, Jesus Christ, what am I getting in for here? But I'm here to tell you my honest experience, what it's like working for Nova. For those of you that don't know, Nova is what's called an eikaiwa. An eikaiwa in Japan is like a conversational English school. And basically they're a business, they're not a school as such, and they offer like English lessons in small groups where we learn conversational English. Not like grammar and vocabulary a bit, but generally the emphasis is on communication. And this is open to all ages and all backgrounds. I think my youngest student were about 3 years old, and my oldest student were about 91, and I've taught everything from young tennis players right through to like businessmen who need it for their job, and everyone in between. And it's been an experience for 2.5 years. I did it for 2.5 years. So my background, in 2016 I were in England and I applied for Nova via internet. I had an interview on Skype, which were pretty straightforward, and then they offered me a job, sponsored me visa, and I went to Japan. When I came to Japan, they sorted me out with company accommodation, and then I was placed in the Hyogo area. Hyogo is like between Kobe and Himeji, and I used to work in like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 different schools in the 2.5 year period in that kind of frame. And it is what it is. Like, the money wasn't too bad at all, like 250,000 yen a month, so it was enough to live on. And yeah, overall I was sad when I left, so what does that tell you? Anyway, let's talk about some positives working at Nova. First of all, decent salary. It's not terrible. It's not, you're not going to be like swimming in loads of gold coins like Scrooge McDuck were. Anyway, other thing, as I said, they sponsor your visa, they'll get you indoor, they'll get you a visa, they'll allow you to work. Basically, they what a lot of people refer to as like the McDonald's of English teaching, and they're kind of open door policy. As long as you're from like an English speaking country and you're like native level and you've got a bachelor's degree in whatever, so they can actually get you a visa, they'll hire you. They're not like looking for the best of the best, they're looking for somebody to sit in a seat. They'll let you interview from overseas, which is really good if you don't want to travel to Japan for a job interview. Or sometimes, I think in America stuff, they have these like open seminars where you can go and apply, but I didn't do that, I just did it on Skype. Lesson materials are provided for you, so you don't have to mess about creating your own materials, your own lesson plans or like that, so that's good. The people you work with, like the staff, they're like the front desk staff and the other like senseis, the other teachers, in my experience, apart from one dude who I met who were a bit of a dick, everyone were awesome. And I met a lot of good friends.
What? Did we just become best friends? Yep!
The work itself is relatively easy. Basically, you have a book, you look at a system like, oh, I've done this lesson for a while, doing this lesson. And all lessons follow a similar format. You can kind of do it with 1 minute preparation time. Just walk in, like, okay, this is what we're doing today. And it's pretty easy. There's some courses and some different kind of lessons which are a bit different, but generally, 95% of your work is going to be done from the textbook, and they're pretty easy to use. So that's good. You'll work in different offices as well. So I would work in different schools, and that's good. It gives you opportunity to meet different people and different students and stuff like that. Speaking of students, the students are amazing. They're the nicest people. I mean, there are a few that aren't so nice, but generally speaking, the students make that job worthwhile. Because they're nice, they're entertaining, they're interested in meeting foreigners. Like, most of the reason they go there is to speak with foreigners, some of them. So yeah, I've met a bunch of nice people that have been really nothing but amazing to me since I came to Japan. So yeah, the students really make it worthwhile. Oi, Dan-chan! Sorry deshitara, nande yameta no? Let me answer that, Danpan man. Reason I left Nova is because there are a lot of bad things too. First and most important to me of which is Nova does not have any concept of work-life balance. They do not care if you're having a good time or not. As long as you're showing up and you're teaching lessons, they're happy. Whether you've got enough time to go to events and stuff is not their concern. And you'll work evenings and you'll work every weekend. If you're lucky, you'll get a weekend day off, but you'll spend most of that time being called by your manager asking you to do overtime because someone wants a day off. And that's alright in the short term, but in the long term, I don't want to do that. I want free time to enjoy life in Japan. I didn't come here just to work. I came here to enjoy life, so that's very frustrating. Japanese management don't give a shit about anything other than the sales. Like, they don't care about you, they don't care about Japanese staff, and they don't really care about students as long as them students are paying money and contributing to actually, like, you know, leveling up and buying a new textbook and that every now and then, and whatever offers they've got, if they take up the offers, then they care, but they don't really care, and they don't hide it. And the gaijin managers, like the foreign managers who deal with the English staff, the English speaking staff I should say, they spend most of the time trying to fill holes in the schedule because they're understaffed at all times, and the rest of the time they send passive aggressive notes to criticize. They just spend most of the time criticizing. Let's say the area needs 15 teachers to work. They'll have 13 to save money and just expect everyone else to pick up overtime. So you'll get asked to do overtime a lot. And it's almost like every week I was asked to do overtime for one reason or another. And it just got frustrating. Like, I don't want to do overtime. I barely want to do hours I've got. Why would I want to do more? So that were annoying. I mentioned earlier I lived in company accommodation. That's sublet by Nova, and they overcharge you for it. So I paid like 53,000 yen a month for my apartment. I found an apartment in the same block from the actual landlord's website for 44,000. So they were making kind of a tidy little profit for them 2.5 years I lived there. So if you are going to do that, don't stay in Nova accommodation for too long if you can help it. There's no healthcare or pension. You have to do like national healthcare and your own pension stuff. Basically, you're a full-time employee. So you'll do 5 days a week and you'll be at the branch for, you know, around 8 hours, about 40 hours a week. Your actual working hours is your 40-minute lesson, 2 minutes bookkeeping. So that means you get 8 minutes every 50 minutes is 8 minutes unpaid. So even though I'm at the branch and I have to be at the branch for, you know, 40 hours a week, my actual working time worked out something like 30.5 hours a week. Something like that. I can't remember maths. And basically I was 0.5% under threshold that they had to enroll me in healthcare and pension. So even though I'm a full-time employee, I'm a part-time employee and I don't get any other perks of full-time, even though I'm there all the time. And those 8 minutes that are unpaid, or whatever it is, I still have to do bookkeeping, I have to talk to students, I can't just do what I want for 8 minutes. I have to be doing stuff, so even though I'm working, I'm not getting paid for them 8 minutes, and that really wound me up wrong way. Like, I get that companies are going to nickel and dime you as much as they can, but come on, like, there's taking advantage and there's taking piss, so, you know, what can you do? The system, oh my god, in that 8 minutes you're going to have to do bookkeeping, you're going to have to like fill out notes on your students who are in your class, you're going to have to choose your next lesson, and they use a system. And that system is the worst system I've ever seen in my life. It's a joke. And I don't understand how it's used by such a big company. It's awful. It doesn't work. It's temperamental. Sometimes you'll spend 10 minutes filling out 4 students' record and it'll just be like, nah, try again. Oh, cool, safe. Cheers. And the computers they use are old and they're trying to make everyone use tablets which don't work with the system properly, and that is just a disaster.
Come on! Oh my god! You piece of junk! Oh, I'm so sick of nothing ever working in this damn office!
National holidays, even though they're national holidays in Japan, generally Nova don't close on national holidays. Basically the mantra is, when other people aren't working, you're working, is basically how it's going to work. and you don't get days off in lieu or anything. You'll just be like, oh, it's too bad. You will get Obon and you will get Golden Week and you'll get some time at like New Year when everything's shut, but like just regular, like what we call bank holiday in England, nah, they're open, so good luck with that. So, wrapping up, would I recommend working at Nova? I think I would. I were actually sad when I left, and although there's a lot of bullshit from the company side that I really hated, the actual day-to-day life, dealing with students who are cool and working in a school where staff members are awesome and some teachers who I liked, that were cool. I think that's going to be down to your experience and where you are. Maybe I just got lucky, but it weren't as bad as I expected when I went in. And if you just read the bad rep online, nobody writes good stuff online. People only write negative stuff online. So don't take it so seriously. Grain of salt time, you know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. Know what you're getting in for. It's not a career, it's a stepping stone. And if you understand what it is, you won't be surprised. People that come here with unrealistic expectations of careers and stuff, that's when they get disillusioned. So it's not the end of the world. I definitely wouldn't suggest doing it for as long as like 3 years, but it's not end of the world. It's not the worst job I've ever had, and I'm sure I'll work in worse places. So yeah, that is my little overview of working for Nova. I hope you found it useful if you're thinking of working for Nova. I'd love to hear in the comment section about what you've heard about Nova. So today's question is, what do you think about Nova? Comment section below and let me know. I can't wait to see some of these. But that's it for today. So as always, until next time.